Hello and welcome to the Pink Grape. My name is Anthony Metzger. I'm a winemaker and certified sommelier. Here at the Pink Grape, I interview winemakers from all over the planet. I conduct my interviews via Skype and record them live to bring you face-to-face with winemakers from all over the world. So without further ado, please enjoy the show and be sure to subscribe. Marco, welcome to Wines of the World. Thanks for joining the show today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great. You're a winemaker from Italy, but you are now in Australia. How did you become a winemaker?
Well, I'm studying winemaking when I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
Fortunately, there was a specialization in high school, so you could study winemaking and viticulture there, and was very interesting. And then I decided just to follow up my studies to study uni winemaking and viticulture.
Sure.
I finished in 2011,
Okay.
and then I had my master degree in 2013. There is another little reason because I decided to study agricultural studies, and was because in my secondary school I hate English at all.
Oh.
I had an awful English teacher,
Oh, sure.
and the only way in Italy, if you want to escape to don't study English for 5 years in high school, is to agricultural studies.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I joined agricultural studies because I love nature and the wine process, but also because I hate English.
Yeah. Now that you have a good perspective on Australian wines, what makes Australian wines different compared to the other wines of the world or compared to Italian wines?
And so the approach is different, I think. Australians try to make the profit, like make a profit. So they try to look after what the customer like. For European wine, I believe they try to the wine born as part of the daily meal.
Yeah.
So
Right.
was really different, and then they start targeting as an economic business.
I see.
So
Okay.
that's the big difference.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. And one of the things that I think kind of goes with what you're saying too is it's the mentality of
Yeah.
people in the new world and wine have a different mindset compared to people in the old world that are making and drinking wine, because here in the US or we'll take a box of wine and we'll bring it out to the cabin on the weekend and we'll just drink out of the box, and pass it around, or drink wine before a football game or something. It's really more casual and it's just kind of just drink it for fun, as to where the old world, sure, they'll do stuff like that too, but I feel like the image is you got to be sitting down at dinner, you got to have it with a meal.
Yeah.
And the blinds got to be closed, light the candles. So
Yeah.
it's a mindset too, I think. Too.
You're completely right.
Yeah.
So here you can drink a glass, and then you can order another glass easily, and then you finish the bottle, and probably you order another bottle.
Yeah,
In Italy, you drink a glass and then say, "Oh, maybe I'm full. I don't want any more."
sure. Yep.
And that's the reason, because here probably they have even alcoholic problems. So
Oh.
many people they become drunk easily.
Yeah. Yep.
And in Italy, it's even if we are the most producer country,
Hmm.
we don't have so much alcohol problem.
So if you could go and make wine anywhere in the world, where would you want to go and make wine?
Well, I would like to try South Africa.
Oh, really?
I never been there,
Okay.
but I think it could be interesting, especially in Cape Town. I
Yep.
have seen the landscapes; they are beautiful and they make excellent Syrah.
Yep.
So I think it would be interesting just to try there.
Sure.
Have you ever been there?
I actually have been to South Africa. Yes, I went there.
How was the experience?
It was really nice, but I didn't go there to make wine. I went there to film a documentary for about the wines of South Africa, and
Okay.
it was really nice. I was there for 5 weeks, and I just brought a video camera and kind of did a filming and made a little show about it. But you're right, it's absolutely beautiful, that country. I was in the Western Cape, Cape Town, and
Okay.
more in the wine regions there, and it was just beautiful. Beautiful mountains, beautiful oceans. The city of Cape Town's really
Yeah.
cool, good food. Yeah, you should definitely go if you get the opportunity. How does wine tie into the culture in Italy? And because obviously Italy's got a really rich history with wine and so forth. So from the town you're in or wherever, how did it tie in with the culture, wine and culture?
Yeah, well, I born in Italy, in Rome,
Okay.
so in the
Oh,
center.
sure.
Not many people know from outside that we can actually make wine in countryside of Rome.
Okay.
So there are a lot of vineyards still there.
Yeah.
Regionally, you can find everywhere in every region like your specific wine, and we drink daily the wine,
Yeah.
so it's very easy to find the regional wine in your region.
Hmm.
And it was interesting because, for example, when I was flying back home, I was at the airport and I went to a wine shop, and there was a big painting reporting a quote where there was written, "In Italy, each region has its own traditions,
Yeah.
each region has its own wine."
Yeah. Okay.
So I think
Yeah.
it was very true.
Nice.
And yeah, it's that's it. I think
Yeah.
the quote was saying everything.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That kind of tells it all right there. So, being a winemaker from Italy, you've obviously got a rich history and connection to wine, and now moving all the way to a different country to work in the wine industry, you've obviously got a love for wine. What is it that you love most about wine?
So I like to see how the grapes can change in something else. That's I think is more interesting part.
Sure.
So the wine constantly change.
Yep.
And you know probably better than me because you are winemaker too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I know
And
better, but yeah, I'm a winemaker too, so I know what you're
well,
talking
you
about.
probably you know how change, and I think
Sure.
it's challenging. You know, it's
Yeah.
like a baby. If you don't look after, you pay the consequence.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah.
so that's what I like of winemaking.
Sure.
It's a great job.
Yeah. Please share with me like your favorite story or experience down in Australia. I mean, it doesn't even need to be wine related. You've obviously are in Australia because of the wine life. But what's kind of
Yeah,
like your favorite experience or memory from your time spent in Australia?
yeah, that's great. There are international people. They come in for vintage, so every year actually you can meet other people and change a little bit the culture,
Sure.
know a little bit each other. Sometimes a newspaper they don't talk much about their country, so they try to keep secrets and preserve
Okay.
their country.
Yeah.
So when the people come in, actually you have the reality of what's happening there or what they are living there.
Sure.
So sometimes it's
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah.
Perfect. So say you're in Italy, and you actually might have just done this recently, seeing how you just flew back to Australia. But you're in Italy, you're at the airport, and you're waiting to board your flight to Australia. You got a couple of hours to burn, and you decide to go
Yeah.
to the bar and drink some wine. What kind of wine would you drink before getting on a long flight to Australia?
Okay. It's I would like probably drink a prosecco wine. I
Okay,
would like something that is fresh and acid. I like sparkling wine because they don't necessarily need to be approached as with professional skills.
sure.
So you can actually drink and enjoy the glass of wine without thinking too much.
Yep.
And probably when you are at the airport, you don't want to have a full body wine drink, and
Yeah,
you need to have like concentration and to
sure.
understand the full body wines. So I would probably drink a prosecco wine.
You're going to go to Australia and coming back from Italy, and you want to bring a
Hmm.
bottle of wine, like kind of like your flagship, your favorite Italian wine to bring to Australia to show your head winemaker or show your boss or show your colleagues or your friends, hey, check out this Italian wine, something that you're proud of and you want to show it off to the Australians. What wine would that be?
So I would like to bring a dessert wine. It's a red.
Oh
They don't
wow.
make much red dessert wine.
Okay.
Probably they don't have like a good market. In Italy, even we don't make much red dessert wine,
Sure.
but some of them they are very, I think, good quality. So when I had my first internship with my uni, I've been in Umbria region, and I had experience with Barberani company, and they made a beautiful Aleatico wine. So they pick up the grapes in September, they dry out for a couple of months.
Okay.
After they process, and after fermentation, they put in the barrels. and they age this wine for 5 different years
Wow.
with a Solera system.
Okay. Oh, they
So,
do. Wow.
so they made after 5 years you can actually see the results. And so for the wine that we made in 2000, we harvested in 2010. Actually, it's sprayed in 2015.
Okay. Jeez. And what is this wine
So
called?
Aleatico wine. It's the wine doesn't have. I don't know if I have a specific name in the company, but comes from Aleatico grapes.
Okay.
So Aleatico is a variety of red
I
grapes.
see. Okay. All right,
Okay.
Marco. Thank you very much. And then
Have a good evening.
yeah, you have a good day, and then we'll keep in touch, and I'll let you know how things go.
Okay. Cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you very
Cheers,
much.
Marco. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Cheers.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of The Pink Grape. Make sure you check in next week as I'll be releasing a new interview with a winemaker. If you have any questions that you would like me to ask a winemaker during any of my interviews, just reach out to me through my social media accounts, which you can find on my website, thepinkgrape.com. Make sure you check out my website this week as I'll be releasing some really fun, interesting wine stories. Thank you, and please be sure to subscribe.